Imagine standing in the heart of a storm. The wind howls, rain lashes against your skin like icy needles, trees snap around you like fragile twigs. And yet, you do not move. You are rooted like a mountain, unshaken, unyielding, untouched. The world may be in chaos, but your inner world is still. What if I told you this isn't a poetic fantasy but a spiritual possibility? That you can live like this, calm, clear, unbothered every single day. Why we suffer from the influence of others. Every one of us has experienced the sting of a harsh comment, the burden of external judgment, or the invisible weight of needing to be accepted. But why do these things affect us so deeply? It's not the words themselves, nor the people behind them. It's what those words touch inside us. Something deeper, something wounded, something unresolved. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, understood this in a way few ever have. He taught that what we fear in others is often a reflection of what we have not yet healed in ourselves. When we are easily shaken by criticism, rejection, or the opinions of others, it's often because those external triggers echo something we already believe deep down. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I'm unsafe. Here lies the first deep truth. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Eleanor Roosevelt. And Jung would add, that consent often comes from the parts of ourselves we've hidden away in the dark. Inner peace is not passive, it's fierce. Now let me be clear. Finding peace is not about numbing yourself or pretending things don't hurt. It's not about spiritual bypassing or emotional detachment. Real peace, indestructible inner peace, comes from meeting your shadow face to face and saying, I see you. I understand you. You no longer control me. It's about growing roots so deep into your own truth, values, and self-awareness that even the harshest winds cannot uproot you. This is not a passive process. It is a fierce one, a courageous one, and it is accessible to every single one of us. Carl Jung and the Shadow. Carl Jung's work on the shadow is perhaps his most profound contribution to our understanding of human psychology. The shadow is everything we've rejected, repressed, or hidden: fears, insecurities, unhealed traumas, shameful desires, and limiting beliefs. We think by pushing them away they disappear. But Jung warned us they don't go away. They go underground and run our lives from the dark. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Think about that. What you don't face will rule you. The unhealed parts of you will be manipulated by others. You'll be vulnerable to judgment, easily offended, always needing approval. And that's not freedom. That's emotional slavery. The turning point, a personal reflection. Let me pause here and share something personal. Years ago, I found myself constantly seeking validation. I needed to be liked, respected, admired. A single disapproving glance or harsh comment could shake me to my core. I'd replay conversations in my head for days, wondering, did I say the wrong thing? Did I offend them? It was exhausting. I was like a leaf in the wind, tossed around by opinions and moods that were never mine to control. But then something changed. I stumbled upon Jung's concept of the shadow and, more importantly, the idea that our reactions reveal our wounds. I realized it's not what they said, it's what it touched in me. That moment was the beginning of my transformation. The moment I took radical ownership of my inner world. The spiritual secret. 3 foundational pillars. So, what is this spiritual secret to never letting anyone affect you? It's not magic. It's not denial. It's a practical, powerful process built on 3 pillars. Becoming the observer. Strengthening your inner core. Transforming negative energy. We'll explore each of these in depth, but first understand this. You are not at the mercy of your emotions. You are not a victim of your reactions. You have the power to create space between stimulus and response. And in that space lies your freedom. Step 1, become the observer. Most people live reactively. Someone offends them, they snap. Someone disapproves, they crumble. But there is a higher path, the path of conscious observation. Jung didn't just teach psychology. He taught presence awareness without judgment. To become the observer means this. You notice the emotion without becoming it. You see the trigger, but you don't let it pull the trigger on your peace. You ask, why did this affect me? Instead of blaming the other person. This isn't detachment. This is sovereignty. It's saying, I choose how I respond. You don't get to decide that for me. A practical tool, the 10-second pause. Here's a simple yet powerful practice. When you feel triggered, don't react immediately. Count to 10, slowly. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Do this 3 times. Then ask, what is this moment teaching me about myself? This one habit can change your life. It shifts you from automatic reaction to conscious response, from being controlled to being in control. Step 2, strengthen your inner core. Imagine your inner self as a tree. If your roots are shallow, defined by external approval or fear of rejection, then every storm shakes you. But if your roots go deep into your values, your purpose, your truth, then nothing can move you. Carl Jung believed that true strength comes not from dominating the world, but from knowing yourself deeply, intimately, without illusion. So ask yourself, what do I stand for? What will I no longer tolerate? What values shape my decisions? This is not about rigid ideology. It's about alignment. Because when you know who you are, the opinions of others become information, not identity. A personal manifesto, your inner anchor. I challenge you to create a personal manifesto. 1 page, just for you. It should answer, who do I want to be in this world? What am I here to protect, express, embody? What boundaries are non-negotiable for me? This is your anchor, your compass, your guide when storms hit. Mine includes phrases like, I honor my truth even when it's inconvenient. I don't explain my worth. I release what is not mine to carry. This document is not just words. It's your soul's declaration of independence. Reflection, from victim to creator. Most people live as emotional victims. They wait for the world to be kind before they feel peace. They need everyone to agree before they feel safe. But that's not freedom. That's dependency. The path Jung offers us is one of deep responsibility. It's not always easy, but it's always empowering. Because when you own your triggers, your emotions, your shadows, you stop needing the world to behave. You start becoming the kind of person who remains grounded in any storm. Every wound has a voice. Every emotion carries a message. What if you stopped running from them and started listening? In the final part of this journey, we will explore the alchemy of the soul, the sacred ability to transform darkness into light, fear into fuel, pain into power. Step 3, transform negative energy. Carl Jung said it best. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. In other words, you grow not by escaping pain but by integrating it. Negative emotions, anger, sadness, jealousy, fear are not your enemies. They are messengers, guides, signals from the unconscious asking for your attention. Most people suppress or project them. They ignore their pain or blame others for it. But here's the truth. What you suppress controls you. What you face transforms you. The gift of negative emotions. Let's reframe emotions. Anger is often a signal that your boundaries are being violated. Fear reveals a belief that is limiting your freedom. Sadness might be telling you it's time to release something no longer serving your growth. Jealousy can illuminate what you secretly long for but haven't yet claimed. When you turn toward these emotions with curiosity instead of resistance, you unlock their wisdom. This is spiritual maturity, to feel deeply without being destroyed, to walk through fire and come out cleansed. The inner work, tools for transformation. Tool 1, the emotion journal. Every time you feel triggered or emotionally overwhelmed, write it down. What happened? What did you feel? What belief or fear did it activate? What can you learn from this? This is not just journaling, it's pattern recognition. Over time, you'll see where your deepest wounds live, and more importantly, how to begin healing them. Tool 2, creative visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine the emotion, let's say fear, as a dark mist. Now visualize yourself breathing into it with golden light. See it dissolve into clarity, courage, or compassion. This may sound symbolic, but neuroscience shows that mental imagery can rewire the brain, and the subconscious speaks the language of symbols. Tool 3, reverse gratitude. Every painful experience contains a lesson, a gift, even if it's wrapped in thorns. Ask yourself, what did this situation teach me? What strength did I gain from enduring it? What part of me was activated that needs healing? Gratitude, when practiced even in adversity, creates resilience. It's not about denying pain. It's about extracting meaning. The shadow is not the enemy. Let's go deeper. When you reject your shadow, you become fragmented. You split yourself. You disown your power. You become fragile because anything that reminds you of what you've hidden will trigger you. But when you integrate your shadow, your fear, your rage, your shame, you become whole. This is why Jung's work is revolutionary. He didn't ask us to become perfect. He asked us to become real, to embrace complexity, to hold paradox, to be both light and dark, both wounded and wise. That's where true spiritual strength comes from, not by pretending you are unshakable, but by becoming someone who can stand in the storm and still choose peace. Rewrite your story. Let me ask you, what story are you still telling yourself about who you are? Maybe it's, I'm not good enough. People always hurt me. I have to please others to be loved. Where did that story come from? Who taught it to you? And this is the most important question: is it still true? You have the power to rewrite your narrative, to stop being the victim of your past and become the author of your future. Here's how. Identify the limiting belief. Trace it back. When did you first believe this? Challenge it. Is it a fact or just a repeated idea? Replace it with a new affirmation rooted in your truth. Example. Old belief, I'm weak. New truth, I am strong because I have faced my pain and remained standing. A real-life application. I worked with someone recently, a successful entrepreneur who was constantly afraid of being found out. Despite his achievements, he felt like a fraud. His trigger? Criticism. Any feedback, even gentle, would send him spiraling. We traced it back to childhood, a demanding parent, a deep fear of failure. By journaling, meditating, and reprogramming his beliefs, he didn't just get over it. He rewired the way he saw himself. Now he welcomes feedback. He no longer fears being found out because he has found himself. That's the power of this inner work. What freedom really means. We talk about freedom like it's external freedom of time, money, or location. But the highest form of freedom? Freedom from being controlled by anything outside of you. Imagine that. Someone criticizes you and you stay calm. Someone praises you and you stay grounded. Life throws chaos your way and you remain centered. Not numb, not cold, but clear, present, peaceful. This is not philosophy. It's a lived reality, and you can begin living it today. Full circle, the inner mountain. Remember the image we began with? You standing in the storm, unmoved. This is no longer a metaphor. This is your path. Because when you observe without reacting, strengthen your inner core, and transform your negative energy, you become the mountain. The storm still rages, but you are no longer at its mercy. You are no longer a leaf in the wind. You are the wind. You are the ground. You are the witness. Final reflection, from pain to purpose. Let me leave you with this. Every wound you've carried can become wisdom. Every fear you've buried can become fuel. Every trigger you've run from can become a doorway. This is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a new one where you live not as a slave to circumstance, but as a sovereign soul. It doesn't mean life won't test you, but it means you will no longer betray yourself in the face of the test. If this message resonated with you, then your journey begins now. Here's what you can do. Start your emotion journal today. Just 5 minutes. Begin noticing your triggers. Write your personal manifesto. Anchor into your truth. Share your reflections in the comments. What emotion do you most struggle with? What truth are you now ready to reclaim? If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel and tap the bell icon for weekly content on deep personal transformation, shadow work, and inner mastery. Join our Telegram community for tools, live Q&As, and a tribe of conscious souls like you. And if you know someone who's struggling with emotional overwhelm, share this video. Be the light that helps guide them home. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the inner work. And remember, the most powerful person in the room is the one who remains calm. And that person can be you. See you in the next video.